All right, today we're gonna make lazy stew. And the theme of the entire cooking experience is gonna be lazy. Notice I'm not wearing a very nice shirt. I have a V-neck shirt that I wore from earlier today because I'm too lazy to change it. All right, so stew, usually when you make stew, you're supposed to use a pot that has a really thick bottom. We're not gonna do that. Fuck it, who cares? It'll be fine. I bought a bunch of things from Whole Foods, and in the future, I hope to make this easier and faster. Maybe I can just have this delivered to enhance the laziness. It doesn't really matter what order it is. Here's some mushrooms I got. These are shiitake, organic shiitake mushrooms, and you just dump them in. It doesn't really matter how much, you just sort of throw them in there. Then I've got some carrots. We're gonna do the carrots later. I might have to cut them once, which is kind of a hassle. Onion, rosemary. It doesn't really matter what your ingredients are. You just kind of find a bunch of stuff that seems like it's healthy. Bone broth. And there we go. This stuff seemed good. It's a bunch of vegetables, a bunch of meat, being healthy. Most of it's organic. All right, here we go. So, gosh, filming this is not really going with my laziness plan. It's kind of hard to hold the camera and cut things open. I bought a bunch of Brussels sprouts. We're going to go ahead and throw these in here. Going to grab a knife. Gosh. And cutting open the Brussels sprouts. And then just dump the Brussels sprouts into our stew. Let's see, then we've got rosemary over here. No need to do anything separate with this. We're just gonna throw that in. The baby broccoli. It's a little bit of a hassle here. You gotta untie it. And I am gonna use one of my minimal amounts of knife cuttings to chop the heads off all of these. So I'm hoping I can get all this done with less than 10 knife cuts. So we'll see. And just chop them and throw all the heads into the stew. Same thing with the carrots. Going to unwrap the carrots. And I'm going to have to use another, maybe 2 cuts with the knife to chop these carrots. First one, I'm going to chop them in half. And then chop them in half again. And we're going to throw all this in here. And then chop the other part off here. Okay, that should work. I probably don't need the rubber band in here. Throw all of this in here. All right, then let's see, what else? Let's see, man, missing the garlic. Garlic is, actually I left, let's see. There we go. Got some garlic. Garlic is usually one of the most pain in the ass things ever to deal with because you have to like bust open every individual thing. So to avoid that hassle, we're just gonna dump it in and just say fuck it. This will be perfectly fine. There we go. Separating this one a little bit. Okay, so now we got the garlic. We've got this onion. I'm going to need to cut the onion a little bit here. One of the few things I actually will cut. The outside of the onion is really unpleasant to deal with. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. Cut the onion tops off, and I'm gonna unpeel this. take the whole thing off here. Wow, that was a lot of work. So I cut it in half, took the tops off, took the other thing off, and now we're just gonna stick the onion in here just like this. Lastly, we have some lamb here. This is a lamb meat. It doesn't really like to focus on this, does it? There we go, fixed it. All right, we've got some lamb meat. And usually if you're making stew, you want to cut up your lamb or whatever kind of meat you're using into smaller pieces. Obviously we're not going to bother with that, so we're just going to plop it in. Here we go. Perfect. All right, there's our stew. I have some bone broth. Beef broth. And we're just going to take this and just dump all of it in here. Okay, perfect. And then I think we're almost ready to go. I'm trying to think if we're missing anything. We do need some salt. Using some kosher salt. And of course we're not going to measure, we're just going to pour. It might look like a lot of salt, but this is really one of the only things that we're doing to actually add flavor to this thing that I made. So we're going to put quite a bit in, and it's going to kind of mix itself around. Well, that was an absolute killing of salt. That should be alright. We'll need to mix it. It looks like it's snowing outside. It almost looks like it's salt snow. Alright, and I think we're good to go. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And I am going to mix this around a little bit. Oh, you can actually sort of see it there. Maybe get a cameraman for the next version of this. I'm going to mix it so that not everything is in the same spot. Now, things are falling out a little bit, probably because I bought too many vegetables and too much other stuff. Mostly because I was too lazy to actually measure or keep track of anything, which doesn't really matter too much. So things are sort of half-assed mixed now. There we go. All right, perfect. Now, again, this is not about how much time it takes, it's about how much energy it takes to do it. So I could have probably done this faster, but that's not really consistent with the idea of lazy stew. And I'm going to put a top on. And here we go. This is our contraption. You know, really perfect. It's not totally fitting, as you'll see. There's a piece of garlic that's sort of flake that's kind of sticking out. And but that doesn't really matter because fuck it, who cares? All right, we're gonna come back in a little bit, see how it went. Oh, last thing, if anything is important, it is important not to overcook all of this. So we're just gonna put it on low. If you get impatient, even if you do overcook it, it doesn't totally kill it, but still will be fine. And I'm gonna leave for a random amount of time and come back.